everybody, it's Teresa here, Kitten Stitcher, with my very first StitchyTube-torial. It's like a tutorial, but it's got tube at the front. And I'm going to teach you today how to use the sewing method with your count and cross stitch to get done with your projects extra quick. I'm a big believer in there aren't really firm rules with needlework. We all develop our own techniques over time. There are ways that you can do things that may make things easier for one person, but they may be more difficult for another person. You're you, and so I'm just giving these as suggestions, and feel free to adapt these and use them as you will. And if you think it's all a bunch of garbage, then that's fine too, because maybe some of it is. But anyway, the great thing about the sewing method is you're saving all the time stitching of reaching under your fabric, around, pulling up, going down, reaching under, pulling down, up. There's a lot of wasted movement with the traditional method of sewing, where you're reaching around your fabric all the time. The sewing method allows you to stitch everything from the top of the fabric. For the most part, you're going to have to reach underneath once in a while to move your thread to a different area, but then once you get to a new row, you can just use the sewing method again until you're done with that row. And so it really can increase your speed probably by double pretty easily, but it's going to take some getting used to. So if you can't get it right away, give yourself time. Don't feel like, oh, it's got to be easy right away. It's going to take you some time to figure out how to hold your hand, how to hold your arm. For some reason, when I stitch using the sewing method, and people comment on this sometimes, I a lot of times hold my elbow up a lot, and so like this. I don't know why that is. It's just a weird habit. I don't know if it makes my stitches lay nicer, or if just over time, for some reason, that feels good to me. I don't know. But for me, that's how I do it, is I got my elbow up and I sew from the top, and then I come underneath and start again, and all from the top. So good luck with this. I'm going to show you a few different clips on a few different types of fabric so you can see how it goes, and then we'll close up with some final thoughts. All right, enjoying my video ready, but I thought I'd share something real quick. If you're having trouble seeing, make sure that you've got YouTube set up to where the video fills most of your screen, and you can do that down in this corner. There'll be some little like rectangles for you to click and make it bigger. And then there's also a little kind of circle cog looking gear thing. And if you click on that, you can actually slow the video down to like quarter speed or half speed. And that may help you when you're watching me do the stitches. And then feel free to like rewind and rewatch, just to help you get the hang of it. Okay guys, this is going to be my first attempt trying to film myself stitching in hand for YouTube. I had a piece of Aida to use, which I was kind of surprised. I didn't think I had any in the house, but then I remembered I had a kit that I got that had some teal blue Aida. I believe this is a 16 count, and I'm using my cheaters to help me see on this. I'm filming with the camera in between my face and the fabric, and so this is going to be a little bit tricky. But I'm going to show you first how to stitch on Aida, and then how to stitch on linen using the sewing method, which is super quick. So you can use any technique that you're used to as far as starting your thread, or getting the length that you need. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. What I do then is, the way that I start is I come up like this, and then I just flip the fabric over and just kind of hold the tail with my finger to keep it in place, and then I'll try to stitch over it as I go. And I know a lot of people don't like that, but that's how I do it. And so what you do to use the sewing method is you're making the whole motion in one, instead of going down and then putting your hand under the fabric and coming up, you're going to do everything from the top. So the way that I go is I come up in the lower left corner, I go up in the upper right, or down in the upper right corner, and then out again in the lower right corner, all in one movement, and just pull like that. And I've done one stitch, but I've gotten a whole half of a stitch with that. So if I do it again, upper right corner, lower left corner, make sure you're under this thread here, and you just pull, and there you go. Now if you find that your stitch doesn't lay nicely, I just sometimes use my needle to push the half stitches to where they look nice. Upper right, lower left, through. And I've gotten so I can do it all in one movement, where I'm pushing with this and I'm pulling at the same time. And so I'm always touching the needle at pretty much at every moment. I always have at least a little bit of me touching the needle. And so I'll do this. And then to go back, you just use that same technique again. So upper left now, lower left, and there's your full cross stitch right there. I'm using one strand of DMC and a size 26 needle. And you can see how quick this is. I haven't actually stitched on Ada for a while. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Okay, so there you can see I've done like 7 stitches there pretty quickly. I'm going to show you now if your next row is going to be over a stitch or 2, you can actually continue to do that from the top. So you can go, if I'm going to go over 2 stitches, let's say, I just am going to finish this, but then I'm going to pop up where I need to start next. And then you can just continue on and stitch your couple of stitches that way. And then back. Now let's say that you next had to put a stitch down one. You can also use one motion to do that. So if I need to go down one, I can just go down in the upper left corner and then down 1 stitch, pop up down here, and then just do a stitch like that. If I want to go down another stitch again, just skip down and just like that. And so you can see you can get a lot of stitching done very quickly by stitching all from the top, sewing all from the top, and that's the sewing method. Okay, here's going to be a demonstration of how to stitch on linen using the sewing method. I'm using a 19 count, 20 count, something like that, 20 count I think, Weeks Dye Works straw linen, and just because I thought it would be easier to see. And then I've got a size 24 needle and 2 strands of floss. Normally if I was stitching on this count over 2, I would probably use 3 strands, but this is going to be much easier for you to see. So when you work on linen, it is helpful if you come up next to a vertical thread. So a thread that's going up and down. See here, like this? You come to the lower left of a vertical thread. If you come up to the lower left of a horizontal thread, sometimes your thread is going to slip under that thread and the stitches won't lay very nicely. So if you come up next to a vertical thread, your stitches should hold in place a little bit better. Now, whenever you stitch on linen, you have to think of your stitch as comprising of 9 holes, kind of like a tic-tac-toe board. So, and then you're only going to use, if you're doing full cross stitches, you're only going to use the 4 corner holes. So think of it like a tic-tac-toe board. And you're going to skip the center hole and go down in the upper right hole. So, and I'm going to do it all in one motion just like I did before. So upper right, lower right, push through, pull it, upper right, lower right, and pull it through. One thing that I noticed when I was really thinking about how I use the sewing method is that it's really become pretty automatic for me, but I actually use this finger here as a surface to bounce my needle off of as I'm sewing. So this part of my finger here, you can see I even have like a little callus here that has formed just from bouncing my needle off of that area. So I'm always keeping this finger underneath where my stitches go. And so you can see it really well if I pull it like this, that you've got a nice angle to really dig your needle and thread through. I don't hold it tight like that. I just let it kind of drape. But then let's say I'm going to go back, upper left, lower left on the way back. Upper left, lower left. And you can see this is pretty quick. Once again, if you need to go down a row, let's say you need to go down and to the left, you can skip this hole, come up here, and see I didn't even have to dig underneath my fabric. And this is where you're saving time, is just that you're not having to like put your hand under your fabric, grab your needle, pull it out, poke your needle back up, and then put your hand back on top of the fabric again. Okay, so there's 4 stitches. For some reason, I believe that, you know, I just went down a row. I feel like for whatever technique it is that I use, that when I work upwards, I feel like my stitches look nicer. So I just worked down a row, but when I stitch, I usually try to work up, 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 up like that on my rows when I can. And I don't know that they actually do lay nicer. I think it's what I feel. Upper right, lower right. And you can see you just push through and grab while I'm pushing. Upper left now, lower left. I'm pushing through and I grab with the other. So it's really just kind of one continuous smooth motion. Oh, my tension got a little tight there. You really want your thread just to, just to lay down, not too tight, not too loose. And there you go. Stitching on linen. Okay, so this is the Kathy Barrick piece that I'm working on right now. And this middle area is the skirt of this lovely lady. By the way, this is Grumpy Cat right here. You want to say hi, Grumpy? Say hello. She's not really grouchy. She just looks like Grumpy Cat. We did not name her. She was named by the volunteer that found her with her tail hanging off. And she's okay now, but they had to take off most of her tail. She had an injury. Okay, so here's the 40 count. And you're not going to probably really be able to see the holes on this on screen. It's just going to depend on how big your screen is. Okay, so I'm starting there. I just wanted to show you kind of what it looks like on 40 count. I'm using one strand of DMC and a size 28 needle. I really like the Bowen needles. They're a French needle, but there are a lot of really great needles. Just use whatever works best for you. And upper right, lower right. Upper right, lower right. Oop, sorry guys, this is a tricky filming process. Upper right, lower right. Upper right, lower right. Upper right, lower right. And then I have to work my way back. I'm trying to get the cat hairs off of here. It's a continual struggle. And I thought I discovered the sewing method. One day I just thought about it and I was like, oh, I bet you could do this all from the top, but lots of people use the sewing method. And so there's that little row. And that was just kind of real time, a little bit slower probably than I normally would work just because I've got the camera in between my face and, in between my face and my needlework. It's so hard. Get the start of a knot. I don't like to typically work down. Like I said in the previous segment, I like to work where I'm stacking my rows on top of each other. But with the way I started on this piece, I started in the middle and the skirt is all just filled in. Probably should just go to the bottom and fill in from there, but whatever. How you work these stitches is going to be kind of trial and error because you're going to find just the angle you need to hold your hand at to get the stitches to lay just the way that you like them. You can see there's the 2 rows that I just did. And I'll let you, kind of take a look at the stitching. It's not recently ironed or anything. And this is just DMC. It almost looks hand-dyed, doesn't it? But everything lays pretty nice. When you work with one strand on 40 count, you don't have to worry so much about like twisting threads or tangling. And I really like the look. In person, the pieces just look so fine and dainty. But there you go. That's the sewing method on 40 count linen. Even though Zero is still sleeping behind here, this has been kind of an off and on all day process getting this video shot, and I've had to run errands, went to the grocery store and whatnot. But anyway, I hope that helped you. People often ask like, well, can I use the sewing method in a hoop or in a stand? Sure, there are people who do that. You may have to loosen your tension up so that you've got a little bit of give in your fabric. It's not too tight. But you could probably make it work. Why not? If you don't normally stitch in hand, try it. There's nobody that says you have to use a hoop or a stand. If you like to, that's fine. If you want to give it a try to stitch in hand, it does save you a lot of time and effort. And, you may not always have a hoop with you. And so stitching in hand is really an easy way to go. It really speeds things up. You can stitch in hand on a lot of different types of fabric. Probably over one, it's not going to be super easy. and Aida is fine. What I did with the blue Aida that I stitched on is I actually crinkled it and roughed it around, because they put sizing in the fabric, and that's what makes it feel stiff. And so I just loosened it up that way, and then I ran a steam iron over it real quick to just kind of make the fabric a little bit more pliable to help it drape. But remember, no rules. So whatever works for you, that's the way you should do it. You can have your stitches look real nice by using this method. I don't know if it, if you're going to have your pieces judged. I don't know if there are judges that can tell. Probably there are if you've used the sewing method. Like I said before, I don't stitch to win ribbons. I stitch to have fun. And so there are people that I know will disagree with what I've just shown you, and that's okay. I encourage you, if you have methods that you've used to use the sewing method, or if you want to discourage people for some reason from using the sewing method, let's open up this for a very kind and supportive debate below in the comments. Feel free to leave advice either way, whether you believe in the sewing method or not. This is just the method that I use to sew pretty fast, and maybe it will be helpful to you. And even if you never use it, at least maybe now you understand what the sewing method is and how it works. And hopefully I've taken some of the mystery out of it. It's not rocket science. I guarantee you there are people much dumber than you that have figured out how to use this method to do their cross stitching. Do watch your tension. I think, to me, that's one of the things maybe I've noticed in stitching, is that sometimes people tend to really yank on that thread and open the corner holes up in their stitches, because they're just pulling through really tightly. And on the other side of that, you don't want your thread to look, too loose and kind of lumpy bumpy. You really just want to pull your thread through enough that the stitch lays totally flat, and then on to the next. And it's a continual learning process. I guarantee if you're new to this, or if you're just coming back to cross stitch, with time you will get better. You will figure out your own little tensions and angles and techniques and things that I can't explain to you, things that you're only going to learn with practice. And you're going to get to where you have your favorite way to cross stitch or do needlework, and the way you like to do it the best, that's what's best for you. And so, hey, my first tutorial, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have ideas or suggestions for future tutorials, put them below. I'm not an expert. I've been stitching for a long time, and all I'm doing is I'd like to share with you the way I do things, in the hopes that it will help you on your journey to finding the best way for you to do things. It's been fun teaching you today. Take care. Bye-bye.